But a crucial question remains. Why, with all this, do we still chase happiness so relentlessly? Why is it so hard to just stand still and accept reality? This is where the discussion of a blind craving for happiness arises. And perhaps it's time to ask yourself, what would happen if I no longer wanted to be happy? This is a question many people aren't even willing to consider because it opens a wound that everyone tries to hide. Why, despite all the pain, emptiness, and frustration, do we still chase a happiness that never arrives? What are we ultimately looking for? Peace? Meaning? Salvation? Dostoevsky, with that ruthless peace of someone who has seen the bottom of the abyss, says, "You're looking for it in the wrong place." You want to be happy, but do you really know what that means? Or are you just performing a script that was given to you? The same script that says you need an ideal body, a dream job, perfect love, and a positive mindset to be considered complete. The problem is, you didn't write this script. It was imposed on you from the outside. Without you realizing, you're living as if you're an actor in a hollow play that slowly takes your life. But you continue it because you think there's no other way. Dostoevsky understood long ago that people today would become slaves to this path. In The Eternal Husband, he shows characters drowning in self-deception, trying to fill their inner void with superficial external successes. A portrait of someone who is already detached from their own essence, but still behaves as if something remains to be achieved. He said, "For some, lying is the only way to continue living." A heavy sentence that forces you to look at yourself and ask, am I really pursuing happiness, or am I running away from myself? Perhaps you think you're looking for peace, but you're actually fleeing from silence. You think you want love, but you're running from loneliness. You say you want to feel alive, but you're just distracting yourself from the symbolic death you experience every day. This is where the trap lies. You chase happiness, not because you're ready for it, but because you're afraid of what you might find if you stop. Now, imagine just stopping, not playing a role, not running, not constantly trying to fix yourself. What remains? Perhaps an emptiness, perhaps a silence you've never faced, or a pain you've hidden since childhood. Dostoevsky believed that it's precisely in this moment, when you remove all your masks and confront life bare, that something real happens. Maybe you're right now at the doorstep of that point, where all your efforts to be happy have exhausted you. If that's the case, there is hope, because the path changes from here. Your question is no longer how to be happy, but how to live honestly, even if it hurts. This is the key to the final part of the journey. Understanding that true peace, the kind not dependent on encouragement, success, or external things, isn't in the happiness sold to us, but in something deeper, quieter, and more transformative, accepting pain as a part of life. We are now at a point few reach, where truth reveals itself, not with fanfare, but in silence. When you no longer resist, when you surrender and understand that life isn't built for complete control and optimization, but to be felt with all its intensity, pain, and tragic beauty. Dostoevsky understood this in its deepest form. His goal wasn't to be pleasing, he wanted to confront. And his books are still alive because they speak a truth few dare to utter. Suffering is inevitable, and fleeing from it only deepens your wound. Accept the suffering and gain freedom. This is the hidden message in most of his troubled characters. A freedom that doesn't come from the absence of pain, but from reconciling with it. True peace, not temporary calm, but lasting peace, isn't found at the end of suffering, but in its complete acceptance as a part of yourself. When you stop fighting your feelings and begin to listen to what your pain wants to say, its form changes, from enemy to guide, from heavy burden to a gateway for passage. Dostoevsky saw this even in the most difficult experiences. In The Idiot, Prince Mushin is a symbol of purity thrown into a sick world. Yet he carries his pain with a peace that unsettles everyone. Not because he doesn't suffer, but because he doesn't flee from it. Because he accepts and sees beyond. In his view, a strong spirit isn't one that doesn't feel, but one that doesn't trample its true feelings underfoot in the name of false peace. Perhaps this is what you need right now. Not a new answer, but a new courage. The courage to look at your pain and say to it, "I see you, and I will no longer run from you." Because when you do that, when you set aside the illusion of constant happiness and accept reality as it is, a new space opens within you. A space of truth, presence, and peace. If this resonates with you, write in the comments, "I will no longer run." Say it aloud, write it down, record it, because this might be the most important decision of your life so far. And if you know someone who is dying inside with a forced smile, send this to them. This is the spark of change. I suggest you definitely watch this program. Remember, you're not just watching a video. You're becoming who you were always meant to be. So I'll see you in the next video, my friend. That's the end of our series. You've made it through the full journey. If you found value in exploring Dostoevsky's wisdom, drop a like, subscribe for more deep dives, and share your thoughts in the comments. What part resonated most? Let's keep the conversation going.